Hello, my name's Fiona Inglis and I'm the Managing Director of Curtis Brown Australia, and I'm an agent here as well. I've been with the company since 1993 and I represent a diverse list of writers from narrative non-fiction to commercial and literary fiction to writers for children of all ages. People often ask me what I'm looking for when I'm signing up a new writer, and for fiction there is one hard and fast rule, and that is a good story. If it happens to be written in original and engaging prose, so much the better, but for me it is always about story. I'm not a great stickler for the write what you know rule, and I must confess I do not want to read anything about the pandemic for at least the next 10 years. But if writing feels unforced, it's usually because it comes from a writer's familiarity with subject, either through research or through living it. Good stories are universal. Children's books that engage children through narrative or through reflected experience are ones that will sell into translation territories much more easily than others. Novels that speak to our shared dreams, fears and aspirations are ones that will reach the widest audience. And works of non-fiction that stretch us or teach us or give us a new way of looking at the world will do the same. Curtis Brown has been around for over 50 years and we have many internationally acclaimed authors on our books, such as Liane Moriarty, Tom Keneally, Andy Griffiths, Marcus Zusak, Christos Tsiolkas, Jane Harper, Garth Nix and many more. I don't sign up many new clients at all these days, but if something crosses my desk that I absolutely fall in love with or that makes me laugh out loud, I beg my colleagues to allow me just to take on one more writer.
Hello, my name is Pippa Masson and I am the Head of Agents here at Curtis Brown Australia, as well as an agent, and have been here for close to 20 years. My mother is a writer, so I grew up surrounded by books in the world of writing. We read voraciously as children and watched our mother tap away furiously as story after story came out. I know the life of a writer intimately, the ups and the downs, the hard slog and the big wins. It always felt like a self-fulfilling prophecy that I would end up in the publishing industry. I love all kinds of books and my list reflects that. For me, it's all about story and the ability to be transported to other places or to peel back the curtain to look into other worlds. Historical fiction is a great passion of mine, and I'm delighted to represent novelists such as Hannah Kent, Sarah Schmidt, Rebecca Stafford and Molly Mern in this space. I represent a great deal of book club fiction, that space in which literary and commercial can collide. Kate Mildenhall, Victoria Hannon, Nick Earls and others feature here. Crime and psychological fiction, those books that make your heart race and go to bed way past your bedtime, are firm favourites. Clients of mine in this genre are J.P. Pomare, Nicola Moriarty and Benjamin Stevenson. Memoir writers like Clare and Turia Pitt make up some of my non-fiction list. Strong women with big stories to tell. And I have a very special place in my heart for children's books, a world I know so well from my own mother's writing, and now that I'm a mother myself, I love watching the way my boys can dive deep into other worlds through their favourite books. Sally Rippon, Freya Blackwood, Davina Bell and Alison Colpoys are a handful of the lovely people I represent in this area. In these strange pandemic times we live in, I can't help but feel that books are providing the escape and tonic people are needing in their lives. I'm so delighted that on a global stage, so many of these writers are Australian.
Hi, my name is Tara Wynne and I have been an agent at Curtis Brown Australia since 2002, and I was at Curtis Brown UK before that. I grew up between Ireland and the UK and have travelled all over the world. My parents come from Ireland and my mother is Anglo-Indian, so I guess both of those have influenced my taste in literature throughout my life. My list is quite eclectic for that reason, from crime and psychological suspense to popular culture and serious non-fiction. As a mother of three, with kids aged from 9 to 13, I also am very passionate about children's books, from picture books to YA. My authors include Anna Downs, Sarah Forster, Gaborg Moser in the crime, suspense and thriller space, as well as Kate Forsyth, Nicole Alexander and Lauren Chater, who are all brilliant historical fiction writers, as well as Aussie icons like Zoe Foster-Blake, who writes fabulous non-fiction, commercial women's fiction, and hilarious children's books. The other area of interest for me is works by First Nations people such as Anita Heiss, Stan Grant and Jared Thomas, and diverse new Australian voices such as Omar Musa.
Hi, I'd like to introduce you to our senior agent, Clare Forster, who can't be with us at the moment due to travel restrictions, but she can join us live from her office in Melbourne. Hello, Clare.
Hi everyone.
Now, Clare, tell us how long you've been at Curtis Brown.
Oh, well, I'm not going to give you a number, but I will say that I worked for many years in book publishing at HarperCollins Publishers and Penguin, among other houses, before I joined Curtis Brown about a decade ago.
And tell us a bit about what you like to read.
Well, I love to read all kinds of fiction, whether it's popular or literary, historical, crime, thriller. I've always been interested in memoir and biography, life stories, and history, especially including First Nations. I also adore children's literature, and although my twins are turning 18, I'll happily read children's books aloud to anyone who'll listen.
And is there something you're particularly excited about, or a couple of titles you're particularly excited about in the coming year?
We've got some fantastic literary fiction coming up in particular, and I'm so excited for The Performance, Menagerie, a stock press called The Shut-Ins, two different accounts of World War II, The French Gift and Small Acts of Defiance. Plus there is an amazing ongoing wave of interest in the groundbreaking Axiomatic.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us, Clare.